So, hi guys, welcome to Lee's Coffee Journey, where I'm attempting to become a better home barista. So, as you can see, what I'm doing at the moment is just heating the portafilter and the cup to make everything nice and warm. So, yeah, we're just going to weigh out the beans at the moment, just while that's all heating through. So, I'm at the moment I'm aiming for 20 grams at the moment, which is what I like. Just weigh them out there. I try and get as accurate as I can, but if it's within point of a gram either side, I'm not too bothered. So you can just see I'm just trying to get it spot on. I don't think it's not going to get quite 20, so I'll just probably leave it at 20.1 in a minute. No, just go to show if you change the beans out long enough. This is the Airscape that I'm using. Change the beans out long enough, you'll get to the dose that you want. I'm just using the water droplet technique there, just to spray them down a little bit. Helps with the static. So the grinder I'm using at the moment is the Baratza Encore ESP. At the moment, I am quite liking it. I've got the standard hopper on at the moment, but I am looking at changing it for a single dose one with the bellows. So I'm scrolling through, just make sure we wipe out the dosing cup. I am finding that at the moment I'm having to give the grinder a little tap just to make sure all the beans and the grinds do come out, which is why I'm looking for a hopper with the bellows. So the machine I'm using is a Sage, the Duo Temp Pro. That's the MHW 3 bomber that I'm using there, the dosing funnel. I did have another dosing funnel, but it went inside the portafilter, so always end up with a gap around the grounds, which I didn't really like. So I looked for another one, and I came across that, and that sits on top rather than inside, which I quite like. No, I am trying to improve my workflow and technique on what I'm doing here, but at the moment I'm just tapping it in. As you can see, some of the grinds do get stuck, so I have to go back. If they don't all quite come out, what I normally do is get the cleaning tool that you get with the grinder. I'll just give that a little tap up inside. I think some of the grinds just get stuck on the paddles inside, so I'll just give it a little tap. And just they tend to come out then. It should be pretty close. As I say, I'm not too bothered if I don't get it completely accurate. So now we're just going to do a bit of put prep. Try and get as many clumps out as we possibly can. Stops the channeling happening. Just going to mix around with the needles. Just giving a little tap there just to even it out before I use another one just to get it all level there. The leveling tool. Then I'll do the tamping as well. I did start off by using the one that came with the machine, but it was just too small for the portafilter, so I brought another one, and it's spring loaded as well, which is better. I do use the little plate on top there just to keep the machine cleaner as well. I find it helps. blowing away any grinds that catch on the lugs of the portafilter itself. I do like the cup that I've got. It's a not neutral cup. I do want some more of those. I am liking the way it helps with the latte art at the end. What I quite like about this is it has about a 8 to 10 second pre-infusion, which is quite nice. So I sort of put the timer on the scales and then start. Obviously, it goes through a little pre-infusion. So my pucks, I try and aim for 28 seconds, so 40 out in about 28 to 32 seconds. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. That's just adjusting with the grinds and the weight then. So yeah, that's gone. That was about 30, what was it, about 30, 39 seconds, 42. I find that I have to sort of stop the machine a little bit early because it does tend to sort of come through the portafilter still. So if I turn it off and I get a couple of grams over, I'm not too bothered because I don't really drink espresso a lot to justify me having to dial it in to the point where it's drinkable as an espresso. I tend to do lattes more than anything. I tend to find if I drink espresso, I get a bit of a headache, so I don't drink them very often. So now we've got the milk in the milk pitcher. It's just starting to texture the milk now. This is the bit that I am trying to improve on the most. I haven't quite got the technique down at the moment. I don't know if there's anything that anyone out there can suggest or tips or anything on what I'm doing wrong or what I'm doing right. I have watched a lot of videos on how to do it, but I just still can't quite get there. I have better pours than some days, and then some days it just turns out like a big blob. To be honest, it's one of them. It's hit and miss. I am getting better with the more I do it. So I tend to try and I just steam it until it gets hot on the jug where I can't hold it to the point where I can't hold it anymore, and then it's about the right temperature after that. So I just do some clean up here. We'll just I let the milk rest for a second. I know some people say you should just continuously swirl the milk, but I tend to find that if I do this, it's a bit better for me. So I'll just do my clean up. Just make sure the portafilter is nice and clean for the next one. And then just clean up the machine itself. So with the puck screen, it does help that to keep the shower head clean. So now we'll just attempt the latte art. Again, if anyone's got any pointers, feel free to comment down below. And like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It does help the channel out a lot. So it's not too bad. I've had worse. That's not turned out too bad, to be honest. I think it's probably one of the better pours that I've done.